Nickel 9. C5 Let's go. Put that old school. Yeah.
Hey, yo, what's good with everybody, man? I hope everybody's having a productive day, feeling blessed. And like I always say, is one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. With that being said, man, tragic story. Another one that I'm going to have to talk about on the basis that I'm from the 559 area and I cover a lot of, gang-related shootings that take place in the 559. This was going to be crazy, but first and foremost, I understand what the family's going through. My condolences to the family. May he rest in peace. But let's get into this video. Now, what you're going to see across the screen are suspects. Suspects that easily got caught for this homicide that fast. And that's the message that I'm trying to send to these kids nowadays. No matter what you do, no matter what type of complex you develop on these streets, just because you're a gang member don't mean you're going to get away with everything. I mean, the prison population is full of incarcerated inmates who didn't get away with the crimes. So if that's how you want to live the rest of your life, by picking up a gun, by living by the gun, by using a gun and taking somebody's life because, it was over a fight and over a minor dispute, verbal dispute, any kind of physical altercation where somebody got aggressive, got overwhelmed, and decided to retaliate, then you could spend the rest of your life in prison like the rest of those incarcerated inmates. All of these suspects doesn't stipulate what neighborhood they're from, but the homicide took place in Farmersville, California. A lot of the evidence that was confiscated was in regards to Norteno attire. So I guess you could say we're going to be under the assumption that it was Nortenos. But in reality, Vaselianos, Northside Vasa homies, they kick it a lot with Farmersville. Vice versa, Farmersville kicks it a lot with Visalia. They're like right next to each other, like 2-3 minutes apart, easy little drives, a couple of streets, couple of turns. Even though Visalia, Norteños, should I say, I was going to say homies. Even though Visalia, Norteños really beef with almost everybody in Tulare County, they rarely ever beef with Farmersville every once in a while, but that's usually who they get along with the most and who they party with the most. So another homicide took place at a Halloween party. Everybody was supposed to be going dressed up in costumes, and the victim, Angel Puga, may he rest in peace. I wasn't able to locate a picture of him on social media, and maybe that was for a good reason because the family's still grieving on the loss. Nothing was stipulated as to what took place at the Halloween party, the argument, what they got into. But according to the cops, they said it was over a verbal dispute that resulted into a physical altercation, which resulted into all these suspects pulling out weapons, and he's suffering from gunshot wounds. Took him to the hospital where he passed away from those gunshot wounds. So in accordance to the police investigation, we do know a fight broke out. That's needless to say, but a fight broke out and somebody couldn't handle a beatdown. And we can't say it was the victim because the victim's the one that was shot multiple times. So he got into an altercation, a fist fight. Whoever he was beefing with for whatever reason got into a fight. These guys decided to either jump him or overwhelm him somewhat to a degree to where they actually got him on the ground and shot him multiple times. Some of the evidence I have to blur out because these guys got arrested with firearms, Black 9 Berettas. But here's a picture of the evidence that they're using, that they confiscated. It was this book right here. Norteños were in possession of this book, and we all know who published this book. Boxer, Paradigm Media News. Shout out to him and his success on his YouTube channel. I have this same book that I read from time to time just to go down, memory lane, realize the life that I was going to try to be a part of. And overall, great book, great book. But they confiscated it as evidence. And I think, and it's not purposely anybody's fault per se. I mean, they were in possession of the book. They were reading the book. It's an intriguing book. A lot of facts coming from a former Nuestra Familia member who has so much incredible details, intimate details, intricate details about the lifestyle, and obviously his road to redemption from that book. And you have these young Norteños out there really reading that book, probably reading The Rise and Fall of the NF, probably reading Blood in the Fields. I have all three of them. I kind of knew and I kind of figured after looking at some of the footage that they would confiscate a book like that. In the same sense that during my generation, Darkroom Familia, if you got caught with CDs of Darkroom Familia, they were confiscating them. So much that Sam Goodies was, boycotted and banned from selling any Darkroom CDs, GUN CDs. Like the FBI, law enforcement really didn't like this kind of, how could we say it, paraphernalia. Paraphernalia is the word I'm using. Paraphernalia with these gang members. But when I seen it on social media, I noticed a lot of people were like, damn, they had the Annette book with them. And I was like, oh, the homie, he's reaching places with that book. Young Nortenos are reading it for whatever reason they're reading it for the good or for the bad. But I already knew why the gang unit and the crime investigators were going to confiscate that book. Just in the same sense, if the Black Hand was caught with a Southerner who caught a case, or any other book for that matter. Now, what sucks is, the homie published a book, a great book. Let's hope that it's not used as a way to, kind of build a case in court like, oh, look at these guys are reading. These guys are heavily involved in politics, because law enforcement is going to do that. Dude, if I got caught back in the day with a PBC, Proud by Choice, Nortenos from Limor, if you got caught with their CDs, they were using that as evidence. Oh, he's an active Norteño. He supports the Limor Norteños. If you got caught with a GUN CD, it's going to be an evidence, man. He's for the benefit of a street gang. Look at the gang paraphernalia we caught with red rags and red hats and red belts and red shoelaces. There's pictures of him. They use pictures of my YA photo book as evidence in a court proceeding. So let's hope that's not the case, but they start utilizing Boxer's book for the wrong, when that book was published for all the right reasons and a legitimate reason, financial reasons, and most importantly, a reason to convey a positive message of what that lifestyle looks like and maybe convert kids from not joining that lifestyle. So that was something that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention. Most importantly, Tulare County is always known for its violence. And there's been multiple articles that I've been reading lately about gang-related shootings and gang-related homicides. I have another one where 2 individuals got busted because they killed a dropout Southerner from Limor. I've just been doing a lot of digging, doing a lot of investigations, but crime does exist in the county of 559. In Tulare County, Norteños run the show. They run the streets. They're a very dangerous group, a threatening group, not only to themselves, but to other gang factions, to society in itself, because a lot of these dudes are into organized crime. They're into regular crime. They're into crime in general because part of the Norteño lifestyle is involved in crime. A lot of Norteños don't know how to wake up every day and just say, you know what? That red rag is not that important where I got to wear it every day and go out there on the streets or make these kind of music videos and disrespect every rival that exists in Tulare County. But the Norteño mentality in Tulare County is really structured like that. Well, if we're Norteños, we got to be outside. And if we're going to be outside, we got to wear red rags. We got to throw up Visa. We got to throw up Woodlake, throw up the Big Block, throw up SCL, throw up the West Side, throw up the Lince. All these Norteños wake up every day in Tulare County and worship and idolize the idea of being of Tulare County behind its structure, behind its history. Ever since Red Impala, the homie 38 from Visa, but originally he's from San Francisco, when he died, he really set the tone for Tulare County Norteños to become something. Even though that Norteño right here that you see across the screen, the homie 38 from Visa, he was one of the originators to really start putting Tulare County Norteño music on the map and influence Tulare County Norteños to become rappers. This is the area that everybody's involved with, and it's really Norteño territory. Even though there's a lot of Southern gangs coming up, a lot of the Southern population, really rising right now to the occasion and showing themselves and creating big hoods and beefing with these Northerners and giving Northerners a run for their money. I still think it's very unfortunate that you, gang member or not, you can't go to a Halloween party just to celebrate a regular day. You can't have a regular day off and just go someplace to have fun when you got to worry about confrontation. See, that's why I don't step outside. Really don't like to anymore. Tired of dealing with the confrontations. How many of you guys went to a party, somebody gets drunk, somebody grabs somebody's old lady's butt or makes a comment, bunch of drunk dudes start fighting, guns get pulled out, people get stabbed, people get hurt, and people die. I'm pretty sure Angel went to a Halloween party not with the intentions to beef with anybody, not with the intentions to be confronted by anybody, but most importantly, not with the intentions of dying that night. But yet, you're going to have a bunch of thugs that for any little reason, they can gather around and group up and showcase that they're from this barrio and this neighborhood, and they bang Norte and they bang XIV. They got red rags and they're tough guys and they all got guns at a Halloween party. You got young kids going to a Halloween party with weapons. Not a bag of candy to get, the trick or treat. They're going to a Halloween party with a bunch of guns. Every young Norteño in the streets can possess a gun that easy. Then you wonder why California is really strict on their gun rights, right? And even if nobody shows up, a rival gang member, a dude they know, a dude they need to confront, a dropout, new flyer rider, even if it ain't that. Sometimes that's all it takes is a bunch of Nortenos with guns at a party. They'll find a reason to flex. They'll find a reason to intimidate somebody. They'll find a reason to push up on somebody. That's just what Norteños do. There's a different mentality by being a Norteño on the streets. You just think you're above everybody else. You're above the law. That you're better than regular civilians. That you're better than these regular Joes that are just normal guys and normal girls that want to party and kick and have a great time. I used to remember that perception I used to give people when I used to walk into a room all flamed up and none of these guys were gang members, but I came with like 5 or 6 gang members. We were like the spotlight of the party. Everybody was looking at us. Damn, they're gangsters. They're cholos. They probably got weapons. Who they gonna beat up? Stuff like that. You know, Norteños will develop that kind of complex, especially when you're packing a weapon, when you got a mechanic on you. And these guys got busted with a lot of mechanics and a lot of paraphernalia that's gonna be used against them in court. And they did it at a party with a lot of eyewitnesses that can really identify them, that they killed this man for whatever reason they killed this man. I can't sit here and say there's a justifiable reason why they killed this man, because there really isn't. You can blame it on political nonsense. You can blame it on neighborhood nonsense. A bunch of young kids are going to go to jail facing life for murder. At some point, I can tell you right now, when they hit that county jail, they're going to regret it. They're going to regret that they just wanted to flex at a Halloween party, couldn't take a whooping, didn't want to get down with somebody one-on-one, which I'm pretty sure they were the ones to confront the individual, and they overexceeded. They overdid what they needed to do. You couldn't walk away from a simple physical altercation, but instead, you decided to gun somebody down for it. So they're going to be paying for the consequences since now they're all incarcerated in county jail. And last but not least, my condolences to the family, to Angel Puga. May he rest in peace. So with that being said, like I always say, it's one life, one chance. We only got one chance to do this right. Let's get it done. Peace.